All right, guys, this is the first time checking our traps. It's been not even 24 hours. We haven't got anything yet. We've seen a lot more rabbit tracks out here. We had fresh snow, but we got skunked on this one. We see rabbit tracks and they went right through our snare. You can see the tracks and they went right through it. So we got some action, but we've been getting lots of tips from you guys in the comments about different techniques for trapping, and one of the techniques was using a chin-up stick underneath the trap to get it up a little higher off the ground. So that's what I've been doing. We've been going around to a couple of the traps and just raising them up a little bit. So hopefully this guy will come back again tonight and we'll get him. We're at another one of our snares and we got pretty close on this one. Our snare's right here. We want him to come through there or out that way, but he hit right down there, hit right here, and then kind of jumped over our trap. So I'm gonna try to put like a bush or something here and just reset this one. And this is a really good one, I think. I think we'll get one in this one.
That's the second one Eric and I have seen that a rabbit got really close. The first one we checked, it went on both sides of it, but it chose not to go through it. This fresh snow is awesome because we can see their exact trails. We can see ones where they used it more often than other ones. So those would be good ones for us to put some snares on. And just all in all, there's a lot of rabbit activity back here. He totally dodged your thing. He was like, I don't want to go that way.
Now he's gonna have to.
Here, put a chin up on them.
Oh yeah. So today's our third day checking our traps. I don't think we filmed anything yesterday. We haven't got anything yet, but we've gotten pretty close. We've made some adjustments on the traps. We've used some wire to kind of prop them where we need them, and we're feeling pretty confident. Hopefully we're gonna get something today. We're gonna go check them again. Okay, so we've checked our first and second trap. We don't have anything yet, but one thing we've been doing is I think when we first started, we were making our snares. We were making the hole a little too big. So we've been making them a little smaller. But yeah, nothing in the first two traps. We got 7 more to check. Okay, so we got a rabbit in our third trap. I can see it, it's sitting in the middle of the trail. It's still alive, so I'm gonna go ahead and dispatch it from here, and then we're gonna walk up and see what we got.
It's huge.
All right, so this is pretty cool. This snare right here is one that we really did not see any action. We didn't see a lot of footprints going through it or anything like that. And we're probably gonna pull this one today and put it somewhere else. Luckily we didn't. And from the looks of the thing, this thing just got in the trap because we got him good around the neck and he was still alive. So we dispatched him. He's gone, and we're gonna check the rest of the traps. But I'm gonna get that thing off of his neck and we're gonna show you guys what he looks like.
Okay, so this is what the snow hares look like. Absolutely beautiful.
Huge feet.
Coat. I think this is a good size, maybe medium size. It looks like it feels fairly decent size rabbit here. Really, really pretty coat.
Very nice.
And those are the big feet that you see leave those tracks in the snow. We're gonna get this guy off of here.
All right, so that's our third trap. I see our fourth one right there. There's nothing in the fourth one. So it looks like we got 6 more to check, and hopefully we'll have another one on there. All right, we're at trap number 5. Nothing's gone through that one, but it still looks pretty good, so we're gonna be leaving that one. All right, so another thing we've been seeing out here is marten tracks, and that's what these ones are right here. And I actually just bought a couple of marten traps. I just have to build a box for them, and we're gonna try to trap some of those as well. All right, trap number 6 and 7 are right here, and those ones are also empty.
There's a lot of snow hare activity out here, which is really cool, and it's been fun. It's been really cold, but it's been fun kind of troubleshooting, you know, what's working, what's not, and we're enjoying the process of learning it.
All right, here is our next trap. I believe this is trap number 8, and that one is also empty, but that one's still looking really good. So we're gonna leave that one the way it is. All right, here's one of our other traps. You can see we got the flag there. That one's still set and looking good. You can see some tracks going right through there. This is one that we actually had it, the snare set a little too wide, and actually a rabbit went right through our snare. So we made that one a little smaller. Hopefully he'll come back through there again. I think we got one more trap to check. All right, so this is the last one. There's nothing in it, but something happened to it. And there is tracks here. So maybe a rabbit hit it or something, but I'm gonna go ahead and reset this one the way we want it. All right, so yeah, it's pretty good. We got our first rabbit, and we're gonna take him back to the cabin, and we're gonna eat him. So let's head back. All right, we just got back to our cabin with that rabbit, and we're about to start processing it, and we noticed that we have actually some marten tracks inside our chicken run, and that's these right here. So this guy came in the chicken coop at some point. We still have all of our chickens, so they're fine, but I'm gonna try to put a rush on building those marten traps so we can get one set inside this coop, because these things will kill our chickens. So we're gonna head inside and we're gonna get that rabbit processed. All right guys, we made it inside with our Snowshoe Hare. And one thing I want to mention is that we're really lucky we found this guy when he was still alive, because it's really cold out there. It was negative 28 degrees Fahrenheit when we woke up this morning, and it's about negative 17 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So if he would have been out there and he was dead, he would have frozen solid. Right now he's still fresh, so he should be a little easier to process. I've never done this before, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. And we're also gonna try to save the hide. So I'm gonna try to get the hide off in one nice piece, and we're gonna try to tan the hide and use that for something. So here we go. So those are its back, that's the back foot. I mean, that's why this thing leaves such big prints. I mean, that thing is huge. Not bad for my first try. I think I did a pretty good job. I got one little tear on the back end. I wasn't careful enough, and I ripped through the back leg. This thing is pretty sweet, and we're gonna see if we can get some of that blood cleaned up and see if we can get this thing tanned and have a nice little rabbit skin. We got our rabbit all cleaned up, and next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chop it into smaller pieces. I think we're gonna get about 6 pieces out of this thing, and we're gonna be cooking this in a stew. So I'm gonna start with these front arms. Pretty nice looking meat. All right, we got our meat chopped up and in the bowl. I'm gonna give this one more clean before we add it to our stew. And one other thing I wanted to point out was tularemia and these rabbits. They can't have them in this area, so we are not going to be feeding any of this raw to our dogs. I'm gonna use some of it to trap one of those martens, or at least try, and the rest of it will just go in the compost and it'll break down. We'll use that in the garden next year. All right, we've got a bunch of veggies that we were already cooking for dinner. Now we're gonna turn this into a stew. We've got our celery stalk we're gonna add in there. And then we got chicken broth from some of our roosters. And then we're gonna lay our rabbit meat in there. And then for our herbs, we're gonna do some thyme. And then we've got coriander and sage that we're gonna put in there. And this is gonna go on the wood stove for a couple hours. All right, the stew is done, and I gotta say, looks like it's gonna be really good. Ariel's gonna come in here with me, and we are gonna give it a taste test and give you our feedback on how it tastes.
Okay, so we did top the soup with some other stuff.
Yeah, we got some sauerkraut on there, a little bit of our salsa, and some of our candied jalapenos. I've never had rabbit before. Have you had it?
No.
This is our first time for both of us.
Wild.
Wild.
Okay, so our initial thoughts are I think it's good. It's really delicate for being like a dark meat, and it just tastes pretty much like a dark meat of like a chicken.
I agree. It was really good. It was good cooked this way too, I think. My meat on my leg just like fell right off the bone, and it was not what I thought it was going to be. It was really good. Like you said, it's kind of like a dark meat chicken almost, and the broth in this soup turned out really good too.
So I think we can agree this is something we'll be snaring or continuing to snare because it's pretty tasty and it's practical for us this winter.
Yeah, definitely. And our goal for tomorrow is I'm going to get one of those Marten Traps built because we have to take care of that little guy who's out there in our chicken run. All right, guys, it's the next morning and we're out in the chicken run and we're going to be setting our Marten Trap to try to catch that marten that's been coming in here. And this is a trap I'm going to be using, and this is a 110 trap, and what that means is it has just one spring on the side, and the 120 it has another spring on the side. Basically what this is like a big oversized rat trap, and I'm not going to set it right now, but when it's set, they're basically going to have to be forced through here, and that's going to hit these whiskers, and that's going to trigger it, and once it's triggered, it basically will kind of go down like that and grab them, and that's going to be sitting kind of inside our bucket, and I'm going to wire this bucket to the tree, and then we're going to have our bait sitting in the back. So let me get it assembled and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, we've got our trap wired to the tree, and what I did was I stacked up some logs right here, and this is going to make it easy for the marten to just walk right up, smell what's in there, and try to go in and get it. Next thing to do is to bait it, and baiting it, we are going to be using that rabbit head or the snowshoe hare head we got yesterday. I'm going to stick that all the way in the back. And before I set this trap, I'm going to go ahead and string some wire through here. I'm going to wire it to a tree, so if something gets caught in the trap and it's still alive and it's big enough, it can't run away with our trap. Okay, our trap is now live, so we're going to have to be pretty careful around it. And that's basically it. If you want to imagine my hand as a marten, it's going to come up our log, and it's going to want to get into that rabbit. It can't get into the top or the sides because of the size of the bucket, so it's going to have to go straight through the center, and hopefully it's going to hit those whiskers and set off the trap. This, I'm pretty sure martens come out more at night, so it's still middle of the day, and I think we're going to have better luck with this in the nighttime. But in the meantime, we're going to go check our rabbit traps or our snowshoe hare traps where we snared that one yesterday, and we're also going to set up a marten trap out there. All right, guys, we found some marten tracks out here where we have our rabbit snares set. So we're going to go ahead and set this trap. We've checked, I think, four of our traps. Our rabbit snares so far, nothing in them yet, but we still got a few more to check. First, we're going to set this while we found a good spot. So it's really cold out here today. I think it's about -20 right now, and working with this metal, you pretty much cannot take your gloves off because this metal will burn you, basically. That's how cold it is out here, so it's kind of hard to do this with big gloves on. But I got the trap, got some wire on the end, and I'm gonna go ahead and wire it to the tree. All right, and the bait for this one, I got a piece of the spine from that snowshoe hare that we cooked last night, and then I also put one of his feet in here. I don't know, kind of to simulate some fur in there. Maybe that'll entice the martens a little better. So there's the foot, and then there's a piece of the spine with some meat on it. So I'm gonna push those all the way in the back. So he's really got to reach in there to grab them. And at this point, we are ready to set our trap. And then I think I'm gonna try, if I can, I don't know if we'll find anything out here, try to get some logs up here so it's easier for him to jump in there. But I don't know what we're gonna find out here. So let's get this set first. All right, there it is, trap set. We found a few logs. We were able to get a little bit of a ramp built, make it a little easier for the marten to get in there. So this trap is set, and we'll be checking this tomorrow. I think we got about 5 or 6 more rabbit snares to check, so let's see if we got anything. All right, no luck with the snowshoe hares today. All of our snares were empty, but we did get our marten trap set out here. So we are going to be checking that every day, and we'll keep you guys posted and see how we do.